This year on Roblox, we had Brainrot games appear on the front page. And they didn't just appear. They managed to become a whole new trend, with hundreds of other Brainrot games getting thousands of players. But lately, you might have noticed how these kind of games have been slowly losing the players, and with The Forge appearing, at least to me, it felt like slightly more people have been mentioning how it's time for Brainrot era to end. But is the end of Brainrot games actually starting to happen? Despite the Brainrot era not being even a year old, it has caused some discussions and obviously drama. I mean, drama was guaranteed to happen when a Brainrot game took the record for highest player count, you know. And it's over 25 million players too, just to compare. In 2024, the highest player count was below 3 million, so this year has been something. And Brainrot games have impacted the platform not only by setting a new record, but by also boosting literally the entire Roblox player count by millions up in the past year. I can tell you even more: grow a garden and steal a Brainrot, despite releasing this year, managed to climb up to top 5 and even top 3 most visits game on Roblox. And something I only realized while editing this video is the fact that a group for Steal a Brainrot is actually top 1 most members in a group on Roblox right now. Basically, the impact of Brainrot games is huge, probably bigger than you might have expected. But as you know, nothing lasts forever. And in Brainrot games' case, they are based on trends and memes, which kind of make it even harder to make them last long. And if I were to pick a popular Brainrot game that had the biggest fall so far, I would probably say Plants vs. Brainrots. The game is actually pretty new, and back in early September had a few thousand players, but by the end of the same month went up to over 500,000. And not even 3 months later, it already drops below 100,000 players. And even thought this is a game based on trends? I feel like people starting to quit so quickly after the game reached its highest point is not a very good sign. And for people to quit, there are definitely reasons in this game. What started as something a bit more interesting that people wanted to try out ended up becoming pretty repetitive and boring for most of the players. The current Christmas event in this game has the repetitiveness issue too. Let me give you an example. This thing where you claim presents is a copy of Season Pass. Here, you got 3 quests with 3 difficulties that refresh once a day. And now, checking Season Pass, you got 3 quests with 3 difficulties that also refresh once a day. They even give the exact same amount of XP or power, 8, 10, and 18 for quests. And the power is used to get rewards here, very similar to Season Pass, where you unlock new slots. And in both cases, you got premium paths. And I'm not done yet. Christmas 1 has winter tokens you can spend in Christmas Shop. Season Pass has the exact same thing, just with normal tokens. They basically copy-pasted Season Pass for the main feature of Part 1 Christmas event, you could say, and updates being copies of previous updates has happened before too. An example is the Hit List event, where you had to defeat certain Brainrots to get rewards. Artist event, where you had to bring certain Brainrots, and Jail event, where you also had to bring Brainrots to get rewards. Some updates, on the other hand, were not the best. Halloween event was pretty basic. I mean, the main thing about it was kind of just AFK to get candy corn and then buy one of these 3 things. And latest update, which is Part 3 Christmas event, isn't exactly that big. I just think people aren't really that happy with the amount of content the game gets. And this isn't a small studio. There is over 30 developers in total in the group, with the main guy being Jandel, to who I'll come back a bit later. One thing I have to mention is pay to win. The game did get more pay to win, which isn't something people would like for obvious reasons. More plants becoming pay to win. Pretty recently, there even was a crate with plants for Robux. And obviously, Season Pass, you get a huge advantage with Robux because free-to-play players are limited to 3 quests a day, no hourly quests. And another thing is how Robux prices are made. Item for 400 tokens cost less than 250 token item. Makes sense? Not really. Basically making the most expensive free-to-play token item be less expensive for pay-to-win players. But what about the other Brainrot games? They are mostly actually doing not bad. Steal a Brainrot still remains in the top 5 games constantly, I would even say top 3. And while it did drop in player count and seem to continue to lose players slowly, it still is the game that gets highest player count every week with updates, latest update getting over 16 million players. The game is so popular that YouTube videos still manage to easily get millions of views. And recently we actually had a new Brainrot game getting to the front page called Find the Brainrot. Currently it stays at about 100,000 players, which isn't far away from Plants vs. Brainrots. The game is pretty new and has been gaining more players over time, so far had its peak at over 700,000 players. So the reason I spent more time on Plants vs. Brainrots is because, as I said, the game might be on the worst state out of all other Brainrot games. It's currently owned by Jandel, and you know which other game is handled by Jandel? Grow a Garden. And ironically, both Grow a Garden and Plants vs. Brainrots are falling into the same hole. Similar to Plants vs. Brainrots, the updates are not the best. And I know this from reactions people who play this game have. Latest update, Part 2 Christmas World got 112 likes on 10,000 views and a whole 67 replies. And most of the replies are not happy. I mean, just seeing how many dislikes compared to likes this game gets, it gets pretty obvious players aren't happy. And just like with Plants vs. Brainrots, you got more pay-to-win aspects. Like these tokens, where the packs literally never rewards you for spending more money. The only bonus you get is a skin for 25,000 Robux. The shop has 3 loot boxes at the same time. Oh, and there is a present which can be obtained both free to play and pay to win. But the thing is, it has a 1 in 2,000 chance pet. Let's ignore what Jandel said about rare pets back in the day. Now there is a new rarest pet in the game. But if you pay Robux, the pet is suddenly 10 times easier. I don't think Robux, eggs, crates, and whatever made pets easier before. My point is, you can see some similarity between Grow a Garden and Plants versus Brainrots, because they are developed by the same people. Both of them are falling not because the trends are changing, but because they are being handled badly. If people would actually be losing interest for Brainrot, we would have seen the same happen with Steal a Brainrot. And I did mention the Forge in the beginning of the video. Well, games like this won't affect Brainrot games simply because the audience is different. It is top earning game on computer, but the moment you change device to tablet, it falls behind even Grow a Garden. But in general, I will say Brainrot era might be slowly starting to lose its popularity. Even Steal a Brainrot is slowly getting less people on the admin abuses. But I do think we will have Brainrot games on the front page for at very least few months more. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate that. You can watch one of these videos while waiting for a new one. They are good too. You can play our game or join my Discord server with the link in description, and I will see you soon.